All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your Monday edition, your Manic Monday, August 16th. Hope you guys having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Welcome to the show. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a five-time sports handicapping champion. I've been online here since 1996. First started in the industry with my first ever website called the Phoenix Sports Ticket. If you guys remember back in the day, the old PST, and it's still locked and loaded up there at phoenixsports.com. But now we hang our hat here at ATSstats.com, one of the top sports betting stats sites in the industry, and also the founder of the World Series of Handicapping, going into season number 10. That's right, going into season number 10. You can sign up today. Registration is now open. It's only $25 to join, and once you do join, you wait for week one. You make 7 selections, 1 unit to 7 unit, and the player with the most amount of units at the end of the contest wins the beautiful ring that you see right there, and also $1,500 in cash, and it's all for $25. And in fact, anytime you go 7-0 during the week, you get half your entry, or you get your full entry back plus $25 to boot, and a nice $50 just by going 7-0 anytime during the contest. But it's really tough to do, right? All right, well, got a good show here for you guys here today. You can see right there on the script, we're going to have our horse racing selections. We're going to have the SBI markets. We're going to see what has come in the last couple days in baseball. We're going to have a look at the MVI chart. Haven't looked at the market value index chart in quite a while. And what I do is I look at the markets just like I do the stock market, and we're going to see which team is bullish, neutral, and bearish right now. Well, it's not too hard to guess which team are bearish right now. I can name 3 right off the top of my head, but we'll get to those in just a few seconds. So I see people chiming in the morning. Good morning, Eddie. There's my friend Eddie O from Montreal. Good morning, Mr. Raymond. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. It was very quiet. Did the morning shows, and then did some housework. Catch up on the to-do list, and assembled a barbecue over the weekend. So we had to say goodbye to the old barbecue, and we just christened a new one there last night. So a new barbecue here at the Raymond household. So that's what we did this weekend. With took Saturday afternoon to assemble a new barbecue. There's Zachary Reed. Good morning, Zach. Hope you're doing well. And again, folks, welcome to the show. And if you look on the YouTube channel, you can see you can share the show on your Twitter, Instagram, all your feeds. So hopefully you guys are having a good you can share the show. I'm just getting thrown off here, but no, I'm not gonna lie. Literally just had a morning bong. Hey, nothing like having a morning bong and listening to the Raymond Report talk, right? All right. Well, hey, welcome, Zach. Focus. Hey, focus, Zach. Focus on the show. And let's have a good show here today. Again, folks, don't forget, share this show on your Twitter feed. And if you are interested in a free membership at ATSstats.com for 7 days, for 7 days, I'm just watching my replay there and just to have the focusing there going, made me chuckle. All right. So, Comic McKish, you know the rules. Anybody who posts political stuff, unfortunately, is going to get removed. And, if you keep doing it, then you're just going to have to get banned, right? So, this is a sports show. We don't talk politics. So, as long as you keep it clean and you keep it just sports politics, sports betting. And, if you want politics, go watch another channel. We don't do the politics in this show here. It's all about sports betting. People come to this show to get away from, the real world. It's like football practice, right? Players and coaches, they go to football practice or, hockey practice, whatever, just to get away, from the everyday things in life. And just have fun and kick back, relax, and let's talk about the show. All right, so we're going to talk about the trends in your friends, see if there's any trends here today. Pitching stats. I got some good pitching stats on some of the starting pitchers for today. In fact, I got about 6 pitching stats that I'm going to share with you guys. The ATS calculator. One of my top tools that I invented a long time ago is the ATS calculator. And if you guys ever want me to look at a game during the show, once we do the Ask Me Anything segment, just ask me it, and then I will put up that game, and you can see what the calculator likes for that game. Also, I got 3 pretty good system picks here today. I think I went a little bit overboard yesterday with 12, so I'm going to scale it down to 3 system picks a day. and I will give you guys my top 3 system picks today. And then we'll do the Ask Me Anything segment, where you can ask me anything to check up on a game, and I'll break down some of the games for you, and then we can hopefully help you out right there, right? All right, so I see some people coming in here. There's Bald Cash. Let's eat today. That's right, let's eat. OG Wheat, great morning, Double R. How you doing there, OG? Hey, the OG's in the house. Our Grizzly, 5117. Hopefully some winners today. And Miss Denica. Good morning, Miss Denica. I think she's from Toronto, a fellow Canadian. So good morning, Miss Denica. All right, let's get on with the show. Let's go to the horse racing. So I did, again, if you do want a 7-day free trial, you can see now at the bottom of the, I think it's my right here. You see this little, it says 7-day free trial. ATSstats.com/free week. You can sign up right now. I think everything is automated. So if you go to ATSstats.com/free week, you will get a free 7-day membership now at ATSstats.com. I get a lot of people ask me, can I try it for a day? Can I try it for a couple of days? See if I like it and to see if it really works. I said, you know what? I get a lot of those, so let's do a free week. A lot of companies do that. A lot of websites do that. So, if you want to test try, it's like going to Costco, right? You want to test try the food. Hey, well, test try old ATS Stats and the Raymond Report for 7 days, and hopefully after 7 days, and you give it a shot for a week, and you understand the system. Hopefully, you'll see at the end. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it, and it'll probably make you a better handicapper. All right, let's go to our free horse racing pick of the day. As you know, we always like to start off and pay our respects to the horse racing industry. And today, the free tip sheet of the day, this is all free now, is from Indiana Grand Racecourse. And we're going to go to race number 1 today at Indiana Grand. It's a $12,000 claiming race, $225 post time today at Indiana Grand. And it's 6 furlongs on the dirt. We're going to go 5-6-2 in race number 1 today at Indiana Grand. JL Castanon going to take the ride here on Super Duty Justice, the number 5 horse. Big chalk there at 2-5 morning line. Astroman, hey, remember the Astrovan growing up? The Astroman, I wonder if Astroman has an Astrovan. Mojica taking the ride here on the number 6 horse, 6-1 morning line on Astroman. And Hartwell with Pomple taking the ride here on Hartwell, the number 2 horse. And your Joker's Wild, and let's hope he doesn't have a meltdown in race number 1 today. The number 1 horse, Meltdown. And let's see if Prescott could go wire to wire today at 12-1 morning line. Now, if you're going to play an exacta today in Indiana Grand, I'm going to recommend 5-6, 6-2, 2-1 exacta box. And if you're going to go trifecta, 5-6-2, 1-6-2 trifecta box. Always remember to box those horses. And I see Grizzlies in the house. Free week comes with football preseason too. We don't do preseason. And you can see why, right? Minnesota Vikings this week don't even start the offensive line. So everything starts week 1. I don't do preseason in the stats in the Raymond Report. The stats will get generated in week 1. And there's Real Rich Sports. How you doing, Rich? Hopefully you're having a real good morning today. And so back to this. Indiana Grand. So 5-6, 6-2, 2-1 exacta box. Trifecta, 5-6-2, 1-6-2. And if you're going to play the Jokers, the meltdown pick here, the number 1 horse with Prescott taking a ride here, I'm going to recommend, let's say you got a $20 budget. You put 10 to win, 10 to place on Meltdown, 12-1. He comes in second. He probably pays more than Super Duty Justice, and who's 2-5 morning line, right? So there you have it, guys. That's your free horse racing selection today tip sheet at Indiana Grand. If you want to print out this tip sheet, you go to tips, horses, go to free tip sheet. And if you want the premium tip sheet with all the other tracks going today, you go to premium tip sheet. And why not? If you're using the free membership, look at all the horse tracks you're getting today and tomorrow for August 17th. We already got tomorrow's tip sheets already up. Hey, we're just like the Daily Racing Forum. We're way ahead of the game right here. All right, let's go. What's on deck here? Let's go to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and let's see what has come in. You know what? It didn't take long for the favorites to get back on the horse, right? Speaking of horse racing tips, hey, no pun intended right there. But look at the favorites yesterday, 10-5. 10-5 to the favorites, and you can see 7-8 for the over-unders. So we're ever since the trade deadline, it doesn't matter if it's hockey or baseball, you know the favorites are going to come in at a high pace, but you're also going to see the high chalk, right? You're going to see the minus 200, you're going to see 300, you're going to see those high chalks. So that's why if you learn the Raymond Report system and you find those B-type teams that are in a neutral cycle, and if you are new to the Raymond Report, I do have a tutorial here on sports betting. You go to tools, go to ATS Tutorials and learn about the Raymond Report system. It's based on value, percentage play, and those performance cycles. And let's see if we can win you some money right here. All right, I see some old times and good time. There's Sam Plasta. Been a long time. How you doing, Sammy? There's only one slamming Sammy. We know who he is, right? But Sam Plasta, how you doing? Last week we had a conversation about pitchers having their next start against the last team started against, and I found a couple of stats about it, but surprisingly not too much of an advantage. Okay, yeah, awesome. So last week we talked about, you know how some teams, and you think about it, right? The fifth pitcher in the rotation will go through, a series. Say if he's the first game of a series, and then, they play a 3-game series, then they face that other team, and then that same team that they face. So Zach says he's got some stats. So yeah, share those stats, Zach. So it'll be interesting to see how those starting pitchers do. But look at the favorites. The last 7 days, 67.9% of the favorites have cashed in the last 7 days. And again, look at that: 10-5 yesterday, 8-8 on Saturday, 9-4. And I don't see nothing changing today. I did my my handicapping, and I'll do my picks at bullpenpicks.com. Oh, forgot to mention, today's show is brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. You want to follow the top baseball pickers right here at bullpenpicks.com. In fact, let's take a look at who are the top scorers right now. And there's Patrick Klein, Gas House Gang. Patrick Klein, $8.99. Look at that. He's got a Gretzky right there. He's hanging a Gretzky on us there at $8.99. Billy Bob, wonder if it's Billy Bob Thornton right there, 93, 6, and 9 at $8.46. And Dom from Montreal. Got a lot of guys from Montreal. There's Nicky Bats there at $8.08. And those are your top scorers right now at bullpenpicks.com. Also, most followed, another guy from Montreal, Eddie O. Eddie O's been killing it this year. Eddie O came on the scene last year in Street Catcher, if you recall. He went like 13 wins in a row, 14 wins, and man, he made us some money. So Eddie O is a really good handicapper you want to follow. Billy Bob, old Muss right there, hey, from the I think it's Nova Scotia. Muss is from the East Coast, and Mags from Montreal, and there's XO Volvo, XO Volvo right here. So those are your top scorers today at bullpenpicks.com. All right, so as you can see, favorites are coming in at a high pace, and you can see that the over-unders on the 7-day average is neutral. 57% of the overs have cashed in the last 7 days, 43.1. So so overs are coming in. I do have some unders picked I'm going to share with you here today. All right, the next thing on the show is the MVI charts. And if you guys can look on the top of your left-hand screen, you can see I list the show agenda, right? As a football coach, I always like to have my practice plan ready. So that is my practice plan, because if I try to wing it, I'm always going to forget something, right? All right, there's Zachary Reed. Yeah, we already got that. Top of the morning, there's Lance Romance LaRose. How you doing, Lance? Hey, Lance is an old-time veteran here. Dave McCabe, first time, long time? No, I'm just kidding. First time here, I made my first Major League Baseball bet, $50 on the A's to win 50 over and 9. So is that today, Dave? You made that bet today? First time here, I made my first Major League Baseball bet, $50 on the A's to win and $50 on the over. All right, so with Dave, I guess that's for today's game against the Chicago White Sox. And you're going to like my system pick, Dave, because I think I'm on the same side as you right there. And here's my rule of thumb. If you've read my book, and if you do want a copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, shoot me an email at ronraymond@atsstats.com, and I will forward you a copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, along with 30 of bonus tips. In fact, if you go on our YouTube channel and you look below, you'll see that my top 30 tips from July are in here, right? There's Scotty Bear, my buddy Scotty. All right, so again, going back to Dave McCabe, man, it's hard to focus here, right? Hey, where's my buddy from Saskatchewan, where he tells me keep my eyes on the prize here? So Dave McCabe talked about he made a bet on the A's and the over. Now, my rule of thumb is this: if you're betting the same game, I do this. If you bet the favorite, you bet the over. If you bet the underdog, you bet the under. It's been my rule of thumb forever. So the Oakland A's are a favorite today, and you bet the over, so it falls right in there, my rule of thumb. So, Dave, good luck with that selection there today. All right, so Zachary says the win percentage was hardly any better, but pitchers tended to get 1.5 more Ks on average. These numbers were pulled from the 2009 to 2011 season. Only thing I could find, sadly. Yeah, it's too bad. because, man, 2009, 2011, you're probably talking about Pedro and all those guys, Clemens and Randy Johnson, right? Still, good pitching stats to know. So thank you, Zach. Appreciate that. Eugene Hill. Hey, Ron. Trent says Yankees play the piano and pay the Angels. Easy over 8.5. A joke. All right. Last 4 games in New York. 9-1 Yanks, 3-5, 11-5 Yanks, 13-6 go Freddie Freeman Braves. So all right. So I guess you like the Eugene likes the Braves here today, and I think the Yankees. The Yankees are in a good spot here today. Garrett Cole going. There's Dave McCabe. Yep, about 2 hours ago. Well, good luck with that. I'm from Thailand, and I'm in Thailand, but from Seattle. All right, so Dave's doing a little bit of R&R right now in Thailand, and stay safe out there, Dave, and thanks for tuning in. There's John X sneaking in the back door. Hey, there's Johnny X. I think Johnny X from Ottawa, so a fellow Ottawan right there. And all right, so coming back to the schedule here. See how easy it is to get thrown off track. Hey, that's why I need a moderator in the bullpen, right? I do have a moderator. I think he's sleeping in there. Old Devious there. Where's Devious in Winnipeg? Hey, my fellow Winnipegger there. He's sleeping in, and maybe I'll have to text him. But yeah, so looking at the chart, we're going to go to the MVI chart, and this here is a chart I created a couple years ago. It's color coded. I'm a very visual person. And when I see, trends, and I develop these tools, and I can, color pattern things, and it makes it easier for me to handicap, right? And so what I've done here, and if you follow the Raymond Report, I grade my teams A, B, and C, right? A-type teams are teams that have a winning percentage of 60% or higher in the standings, and right now your A-type teams are San Francisco, LA Dodgers, Tampa Bay, Houston, and Milwaukee. Of all 32 teams in Major League Baseball. I always get confused in the NFL. I think it's 30. There's only 5 teams that have a 60% win percentage in Major League Baseball. It's going back to Urban Meyer's book, right? The 10-80-10 club. 10% are the elite, 80% are your average Joes, and those are your B-type teams, and then your C-type teams. Those, the bottom 10%, those are your disinterested, right? The way Urban Meyer calls his disinterested, and those are teams that are just, playing out the stretch right here. So in the matrix here, what I'm looking at, as you can see, the A-type teams are mostly on top, right? And if they're in green, that means they are bullish. Now, just like the stock market, you don't want to buy high and sell low, right? You want to do the opposite. You want to buy low and sell high. So right now, the green teams that you see, those are teams that are peaking right now. So you look at San Fran, Dodgers, the Rays, Houston, Milwaukee, Oakland, Seattle, St. Louis, Atlanta, even Detroit. Look at Detroit, 5-2 in their last 7. Those are teams right now that have a high public confidence, right? So when I tell you, and I just throw a team at you like this, if I go the Giants, if I go Dodgers, if I go Oakland, Seattle, Atlanta, what's your dopamine's kicking in and telling you right now? They're saying, wow, good teams, right? Good teams. So then what type of team are these teams? Are they A-type teams? And are they B-type teams? Are they C-type teams? And this is why the A-type teams are going to be your overvalued prices, right? Your overvalued teams. That's because they're having a good season. The bookmakers know that. The public's all in love with them. And, it's really hard to find value in those A-type teams, especially when they're bullish, right? And that's why if you look at the green, it's tough to bet on those A-type teams that are bullish, but you can always throw them in a parlay, right? I think Oakland today might be a good one you throw in a parlay, but still, the price is not bad, minus 115, so Oakland could be a good play. Now, your B-type teams, those are your middle-of-the-pack Joes, teams that are just trying to make the wild card. Maybe some of them are in the depending on the division they're playing, like the National League East, or which I call the NFC East. Those type of teams, they have fair market value. You hear me talk about this all the time. Teams that have fair market value, and those are your Chicago White Sox, Boston, San Diego, Yankees, Toronto, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, the New York Mets. Those are your fair market teams right now, and because they're yellow, they are neutral. And there's the Eddie O saying most men are visual. Yeah, just ask our wives, right? Just ask our wives, hey Eddie. So neutral type teams and B type teams, that's where I think you find a lot of value. You look at a team like San Diego, right? You catch them in the right spot. Team like Seattle, B type team. Right now they're bullish though, so they're not a lot of value because they're coming off that series. But they win. I think they did have a series win, but they lost on Sunday. You look at the Phillies, the Mets, Cleveland right now. Cleveland's a C-type team, so they're not B, so they're a C. But all these yellow teams that you see right now in yellow, take a look at the grade beside them and see what type of team they are, right? In the Raymond Report, I very rarely bet on C-type teams because, like an old high school sweetheart, they're going to break your heart, right? So those C-type teams, and that's why you see them in like pink right here. So that means pink means they're bearish. That means they're at the lowest. They're either 2-5, 1-6, or 0-7 in their last 7 starts. But the thing is, with these C-type teams that are bearish, there's value in them, right? Because not a lot. I would say about 20% of the betting public would probably touch these teams, right? The Cubs. Who's going to touch the Cubs right now? Who's going to touch the Nationals? Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Texas, Baltimore. You see what I'm saying? See how your mindset changes when you talk about those teams, and it's even worse when you tell them that they're bearish, right? They're 0-7, 2-5. So when you look at that and you get that that visual, and this is why I color code the matrix here, or the MVI, the market value index. So this way I can see, okay, everything in yellow B probably has a good value today. And again, I'm always shopping for value and I'm playing those percentages, right? Because at the end of the day, how do you really handicap a game going into the 9th inning? How do you handicap the last 10, a tie game in basketball with 10 seconds left? It's tough to handicap. You got to go with the percentage play. So that is the MVI chart here today, friends. And speaking of friends, let's go to the stats and trends, and let's see if we have any friends today in the trend section. All right, I see Tony C is in the house. How you doing, Tony? Dave McCabe, damn, baseball is difficult to bet. I only bet because no basketball and no waiting for regular season to start. So, Dave, what I recommend, if you're having a hard time, and anybody, if you're having a hard time betting baseball, and, a lot of people will quit, and they'll say, you know what, I can't do it. Baseball it's kicking my butt. I can't, I can't do it. Bullpenpicks.com. That's all I'm going to say. Go to bullpenpicks.com, and what you want to do, if you're having a hard time, just as soon as I talk underdogs, my dog Rusty right on cue right there. Go to the top pickers, go to top scores, and you want to follow some of the top pickers, and you follow their picks, and then, or you go to most followed. Yeah, if you go to most followed, there's a reason why these players are the most followed, because they win. And if you follow these, say the top 5 or the top 10, and then you go to your following page, and anybody with a score of over 500 points, 600, you want to follow those guys, because that means they win. And then you pick and choose, and you only pick 2 to 3 games a day. And I guarantee you, Dave, you will have more fun betting baseball, knowing you got help. Think of it as your own bullpen, right? Hence the name bullpenpicks.com. And then put those closers into your bullpen, and hopefully they close the deal. And always remember, ABC, always be closing, and coffee's for closers, right? So hopefully that helps you out, Dave. And let's go to the trends today. And the trends are your friends, hopefully. And I see Danzo posted. He goes, is 9-2-3, 81, first 5 innings, third best in the league. Okay, so let me see. Dan Baseball, I don't know what you mean, Danzo. Quantity is 9-2-3, 81.9, first 5 innings, third best in the league. Sorry, Danzo, I don't know what you mean right there. And I don't do any, first half bet, first 5, so I'm probably the worst guy to help you right there, buddy. The Loon, hi all, how you doing, Loon? Thanks for tuning in. And again, folks, don't forget, share this video on your social media. The more the merrier, and if you're on Instagram or Twitter, and the more people we get in here, the better it will be in the long run when it comes to NFL. And we're going 7 days a week now, and we're gonna once NFL college football kicks in, you're gonna see the bullpen here and the Raymond Report really numbers take off right here. All right, Miami is 9-1 their last 10 to the over. Yeah. So we'll take a look at that. Rusty got a free pick for us. Let him run. Yeah, you all heard Rusty right there in the background. Hey, my lab. Yeah, he's Rusty's about 100 and some pounds, and he's a big lab. All right, so looking at the trends, the 80% club here. The Astros are 22-1. Look at that. Astros 22-1 as a 140-160 road favorite, coming off a American League West Division opponent the last 4 seasons. That is a solid trend right there. Cincinnati Reds 15-1, but 220 to 240 home favorite with a total of 8.5 and 9 since 1996. Maybe you parlay with that with something. The under is, 12 and 1 for Oakland as they pick them, the 120 road favorite, coming off a loss versus a left-handed pitcher, right? Does that mix them up the next day? Probably to the under. Cincinnati, we got the over is 11 and 1 for the Mets as a plus 160, 180 road underdog versus non-division opponents the last 4 years. I do love the over in this game, and I do have some stats to show you guys in just a few minutes. All right, the Braves 15 and 2 as a 140, 160 road chalk coming off a National Conference opponent the last 2 seasons. Atlanta's really rolling right now. And let's see, let's go one more. And I always like the current seasons. Chicago White Sox 18 and 3 at a home team coming off a loss this season. So they had a really rough, not a rough day, but from an emotional point of view, think about the Chicago White Sox and the Yankees, right? They play in that Field of Dreams, and then the Yankees come to Guaranteed Rate Field and steal a couple of games. So the White Sox, from an emotional letdown, it might take them a few games to get back on track after all that hoopla, right? And the Rays 10 and 2 as a 240, 260 home favorite versus after a non-division game. So after Minnesota. And let me see any more current season trends. I always like the current season trends. They're always the best ones. I don't see that many. Oakland. Let me see down here. My quickest way to do it is this. Go to Control F, current. And only a couple of them, eh? Okay, only 2 today. And what's the other one? The White Sox. So we already did that one. All right, so those are your trends today, folks. Hopefully they pan out for you. All right, pitching stats. So if you go to the database, I do have some pitching stats I want to share with you guys here today on the Raymond Report. So what you do, once you're in your dashboard and you want to see the pitching stats, go to search database right here. And again, if you look at the bottom, you can see you can take a 7-day free trial. Just go to atsstats.com/free week, and you can get a 7-day trial here, and then you'll have access to the database and all the good stuff, right? All right, so let's go to Garrett Cole. And so Garrett Cole is pitching today. As a favorite, he's and the total's 8.5. He's 9 and 1 straight up in his last 10 games. Toussaint going today for the Atlanta Braves. Now, Tuki's only been pitching a couple years, but as a favorite, he is 5 and 1 straight up. Wade Miley. So Wade Miley going here today for Cincinnati. And Cincinnati, let me see here. What's the Cincinnati Reds taking on Chicago? Yeah, I'm not going to bring up that. Wade Miley, last 10 games as a home favorite. 8 and 2 straight up, but 7 and 3 to the over. So maybe the over is you want to look at Wade Miley right now when he's pitching at home. In fact, let me take his stat right here. Wade. There's Wade Miley. Let's go last 10 games. And we're going to look as a home favorite. And let me see, is there anything else? Yeah, last 10 games, home favorite. 8 and 2 and 7 and 3. So going back to 2019 here to 2021. So 7 and 3 to the over for Wade Miley as a home favorite the last 10 starts. Frankie Montas, last 10 as a road favorite. So last 10 as a road favorite, 6 and 4, but 7 and 3 to the over. So I think Dave's going to be pretty happy with that. Antonio Sensatella. So this one here, Antonio's playing San Diego. San Diego got that win yesterday, but keep in mind, before that win, they were struggling, right? And Sensatella as a home favorite versus San Diego lifetime, 4-0 straight up. And Kevin Gossman going today for the Giants as a home favorite, 6-2 and 2 to the over in his last 10 starts. And I do like the over in that game there today. All right, so this is the pitching stats. So if you ever want to do a pitching stat, guys, go to the regular database, go over to your pitchers, look for the stat, and then you can see right there. All right, first 5 says Danzo. All right, Rusty's pick of the day will be coming up shortly. This is the most helpful baseball site as far as explaining and being helpful. Well, we try there, Dave. Hey, we always try here at the Raymond Report. And what's on deck here? Oh, wait, pitching ATS calculator. So again, I have this other tool here called the ATS calculator. And what you want to do, let's say you now in handicapping, you got situational handicapping, you got analytics, your gut feeling. Your eyes are your prize, your scouting, watch games. There's different ways to handicap baseball. You flip a quarter, throw a dart, whatever. I believe in analytics, right? And I created this site a long time ago. In fact, what was it? 2004. I created this in 2004, the ATS calculator. And what I do is I'll take up a team. Like, say if I go LA Angels today, I'll go Angels against the New York Yankees. And I'll go create the results. And the thing about this calculator that I like is that you can take out some of the situation that you don't think that is pertinent to your handicapping of that game, right? So like after a push, well, guess what? They're not coming after a push, so I'll take that out, and I'll take after a push out down here. And I got the Yankees winning by 1.01 and the over-under at 8.96. Now, this is a good tool for totals. I find that it's a good tools for total. So the Yankee game is 8.5, and we do have the Yankees winning here on the Raymond Report. So, yeah, so 8.96 is the total. So it is a good tool to use. In fact, let me look at Atlanta against Miami. Atlanta against Miami. You can see the final score here is Atlanta 0.71 and 9.01 to the over. So it does like the over, and the over in that game is 8.5. So when we do the Ask Me Anything, and if you want me to check out some of the games, you can just post it into the Ask Me Anything segment, and I'll look up the calculator. All right, so next thing on the docket here is the system picks, and I got 3 system selections for you guys here today. And again, I think I went a little bit overboard yesterday with 12, so I think they did all right. I think I looked at a lot of them. I think we won more than we lost yesterday, so that was a pretty good day. But let's go to system pick number 1. Now, the game between Atlanta and Miami. Miami coming off a series win over the Cubs. Miami, not the Heat, but the Marlins coming off a season win or series win against the Cubs, and Atlanta winning 6-5 yesterday over Washington. Now, what I'm looking for is away favorites. So we're going to go away favorites. Atlanta is on a 3-game win streak. So I'm going to go 3-game win streak. And let me see here. They're facing a team that has a 41 to 50% win percentage. And right there. And we're going to go last 3 seasons. All right. Now, I prefer current season, but, last 3 seasons is still good. And let's see what the away record is for the under. Look at the under here. 25-53-0. So system pick number 1 is the under between Atlanta and Miami. And I showed you guys that pitching stat with Touki Toussaint. When he starts as a favorite, he's 5-1 lifetime. And Braxton Garrett, I think he had a really good start in his last outing. In fact, let me take a look at Braxton Garrett's last outing. And let me see. Braxton is 1-1 a year, 4.65 ERA. And so there was one start he did very well. I think it was San Diego. Yeah, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He got that win. No decision the last 2 games. He went 5 innings, but he got rocked a bit against San Diego last start in San Diego. 8 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks. But we'll see. He's pitching back home tonight, and I think he does a little bit better at home. In fact, what's his home record at Lone Depot Field? It's 2.25 ERA, so that I do like that for the under here today. So I do like the under, and let me see here. I got another one. Let's do this. Home underdogs, which is Miami, coming off a 4-game win streak. Believe it or not, Miami break out the champagne. They're on a 4-game win streak, and they're coming off a game where they scored exactly 4 runs in last game. So they scored 4 runs last game. So they scored 4 runs in their last game. Let's take a look at the last 5 years on every team that's in that situation tonight. And you can see from the last 4 years, home underdogs on a 4-game win streak, and they scored exactly 4 runs in their last game. 5-12-1 to the under. That is pretty solid, guys. So that is 2 good systems right there. And so let's go under the total between Atlanta and Miami. Total is 8.5. And that is system play number 1. All right, just going to answer some questions. So anytime I do these system plays and you guys want to ask me a question, just fire away. All right, Eugene Hill, let me see here. Dave, this is the most, okay. Eugene Hill says, born in 77, Ron now 44, Ullman today. Watch Reggie Jackson smoke 3 home runs in Game 6. MVP bad boy. Kiwi watched the last 50 World Series. Love baseball. Now more ever. Good luck to everybody, says Eugene. Well, welcome to the show, Eugene, and thanks for posting. And hopefully you're having a really good day. There's Chief. Yo, Ray. How you doing, Chief? It's good to see some of the old veterans coming back from their summer vacation, getting ready for football. But back to the system pick. So I gave you the first system. That's a pretty good one. If you guys agree with that, give us a thumbs up there in the chat. This way we know you're watching, right? Let them know you're there. Good old slap shot. All right, system play number 2. We're going to go to Oakland against Chicago White Sox. I think this is a good spot for Oakland. They're coming off a loss yesterday, 7-4 against, I believe it was Texas. And you're catching a White Sox team who are coming off an emotional, weekend, right? Field of Dreams, Yankees. Now they got to go today on a Monday and face a team was going to be pissed off for losing to Texas. Hey, anybody who loses to Texas better be pissed off in their next game, because if I'm the manager and you're not pissed off, then I got a problem with you guys, right? So Oakland, Frankie Montas is going to go today for the Oakland A's. And look at the bookmaker. He's tipping his hat a bit here. -115. Now, I don't know what the latest is at bookmaker. Let's see what bookmaker has as the latest. But when I did this research this morning, so I'm looking for road favorites coming off a 3-run loss in their last game. So we're coming off a 3-run loss. And let me see here. And they're facing an opponent with a 51 to 60% win percentage, like Chicago. So they're facing a winning team, right? So a team like Chicago's and a winning team. And we're doing this season. Yeah, current season. Let's see what the survey says. Just going to look at bookmaker, see what the latest line is. And the survey says Oakland here, -109. Yeah, so they are favorites still. Well, that's good. And all right, so 8-3, 8-3 for the away favorite. I do like that. So let's go with Oakland today. And I do have a go against system against the Chicago White Sox. So home underdogs coming off a 2-run loss. So they lost 5-3 yesterday. They're on a 2-game losing streak. All right, so Chicago White Sox are now on a 2-game losing streak. And let's see what every other team in the league has done this year in this exact situation. And you can see right there, not good. Look at the under, though, 4-14 to the under. The under looks pretty good, but 5-13 straight up. So I do like Oakland today, guys. That is system play number 2. And let's go to system play number 3. And let's go to Old Coors Field. Anybody from Denver here today? Let us know you're there, and let's see what the weather is going to be tonight at Coors. Hopefully it's nice and hot in the 93 degrees. Wind at 5 mile per hour right to left, 0% rain. Yeah, this is perfect for this system right here. All right, here's the system. Now we're gonna go home teams. We're gonna look for home teams coming off a win in the 4th game of a series. Now, they just had a 4-game series, all right? So, coming off I believe it was a win in a 4th game of a series. In fact, let me bring up their Colorado played the Giants, and it was a 4-game series. They lost the first game, 7-0, 5-4 in the second. Then they won the third one, and then they lost the 4th one, right? They're coming off a 5-2 loss in the 4th game of a series. And let me see here. And they're facing an opponent with a 51% win percentage tonight in San Diego. So let's take a look at that right here. And let's see what survey says. 16-7 to the over. I do like the over here tonight, guys, between Colorado and San Diego. Now, San Diego got that win yesterday. Tatis Jr. is back, which is great. It's even better for the over. But Antonio Sensatella going here. He's 4-0 lifetime against San Diego. I showed you guys that earlier. And looking at the road, so, what do you guys think of that system? 16-7. The only thing that's a little bit scary is 12.5 is the total, right? And Oakland has not played a lot of totals over 12. In fact, they only had one game this year with the total of 12.5, and that was against St. Louis this year, and it went under. So hopefully the law of average is our friend here today. So let's take a look at the away team. So we're going to look at the away team. They're also coming off a win in a 4th game of a series, and they only allowed 2 runs against in their last game. So they're coming off a 8-2 victory yesterday. So they only allowed 2 runs against in their last game. 2 runs against. And let's see what the old survey says here. 14-5 to the over. So guys, pretty good system plays right there. 6-13. So you know what? If you do like Colorado in the over, This is a pretty solid system play to the over. So system number 1, the Atlanta-Miami game under. System play number 2, we're going to go Oakland minus 115. And system play number 3, the over, San Diego against Colorado. And the good thing about all those 3 systems is the price. The price is right, eh? If you're, not carry price, but the price is right. And so I do like those system plays here today. All right, C says Denver. I guess he's giving me a high five. The weather's good there, Tony C. Jared Schrader, hey Ron, do you think Tampa Bay minus 1.5 today and the Giants minus 1.5? Tampa Bay coming off that loss yesterday to Minnesota. They're back home. I'll take a look at my stats in just a few seconds. Giants, I think Giants blow out the Mets here tonight. I think, they were at home all weekend. And, we all saw what Thor said about the Mets traveling, right? And the Dodgers traveling last night and New York traveling back to the West Coast. Syndergaard, he wasn't too happy, right? But, I don't know. Pitchers who are not pitching right now shouldn't be talking, right? That's just me. It's like, get better, work on your rehab, and don't like it, get a day job, right? If you don't like traveling and that's your job, well, get a day job like the rest of us. That's just my 2 cents, right? That's probably as negative I'll get today. But what's the first system? I just told you. All right. So those are your 3 system plays of the day. And now looking back at the chart, we're going to go to the Ask Me Anything segment. So here's your chance to ask me any game you guys want me to handicap and pull it up into the anywhere. And you know what? I'll do the Tampa Bay game since Jared asked me about Tampa Bay. So I will do the Tampa Bay game. And it's 11. Let me see. I always like to keep these shows to an hour, right? So we got 20 minutes left into the show. So I'll handicap some of the games for you guys. And any game you guys want me to handicap, just bring it up, and I will handicap it. Also, if you are just tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. And if you'd like the show, hit the like button. Hopefully there's some good information to share with you guys, and hopefully it wins for you guys. And if you want a free 7-day membership, go to atsstats.com or / or backslash or whatever, some slash, Guns N' Roses / free week. So atsstats.com / free week, and you will get 7-day free trial right here at atsstats.com. All right, so let's take a look at Baltimore against Tampa Bay. Now, right off the bat, you got Matt Harvey pitching, so that scares me if you do like Baltimore. But looking at the, I do have a home system on the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, I gave you my top 3 systems, so what I do each and every day is I go through every game and I look for systems on each team, and I only give you the top 3 in the system segment. So I do have a system on the Tampa Bay Rays, but it's minus 250. I'm not going to, but you're asking for minus 1.5. I'll let you see this in just a few seconds. So Colin McHugh going here today for the Rays. Baltimore going to counter here with Matt Harvey. And when Harvey goes, they're 10-13. Colin McHugh starts for Tampa Bay. The team is 3-1. Now, 250 is the total, the line. 8.5 is the total. ATS forecast does have the Rays winning by 2. 5.1 to 3.8. The over-under at 8.98. So, to your question there, Jared, I think it was Jared that asked. The computer likes the Rays to win by 2. But keep in mind, Tampa Bay coming off that loss yesterday, they're now 7-3, but they're back home, right? They're playing back home. They are 35-22 at Tropicana Field this year, where Baltimore 21-41. Believe it or not, Baltimore plays better on the road than they do at home. They have 4 more wins on the road, so I guess they got to fix something at Camden Yards to make it more friendly for them. Tampa Bay, when they're facing those C-type teams we talked about, 14-10 straight up, 11-10-3 to the over. And looking at my line on the game, I had the Rays at minus 188. Now, again, folks, the one thing I'm going to encourage you to do, if you Dave is new to sports betting, Dave, find something that creates your own line. Because how you know if you have value if you're betting blindly into a line, right? So if you are serious about sports betting, or you have tools, or you have access to tools, something like this in the Raymond Report. This is why when I ever I have a game or in either a money line sport or a point spread sport, I'll always do my own line, and then I'll compare my line to that line just to see if I got value, and then the situational handicapping comes into play, right? Again, going back to my fundamentals, value, percentage play, and the performance cycles. But again, minus 188 is my line. I had the Orioles at 181, so you're getting value on the the Baltimore Orioles, and you get overvalued today. So Tampa Bay is way overvalued, so I don't like them straight up, and I'm not laying 250. And looking at Tampa Bay at home, the division opponent 17-10 against. Let me see here, on a 2-game losing streak. So believe it or not, Tampa Bay on a 2-game losing streak. The under is 2-5 when they're at home off a 2-game lose. The league average, though, is 96-84. So the one thing in the Raymond Report, if you ever want to do this, look at this column here for the team and then compare it to the league system. So, for example, if Tampa Bay is at home and they're coming off a 2-game losing streak, right here you see 2-5 is their over-under record to the under, and over here is the league average of every Major League Baseball home team coming off a 2-game losing streak. 96 overs, 84 unders, 3 pushes. So that gives you an idea if they're meeting league standard, right? And if you look in the right-hand column, you can see all the overs or unders. Those are edges, and the check marks, these are edges that have a 60% or higher win percentage. And when you look on top right here, you look at the edges up here. Side edges, 13 for Tampa Bay. And then we have 5 to the under, 2 to the over. So this way it gives you an indication on what the you don't have a lot of time. Imagine if you had to handicap every game, 15 games, and you do it precisely with the Raymond Report. It'll take you 10 minutes a game. It'll take you like 3 hours, or you can do a first 9 of a golf trip just handicapping the daily baseball games, right? So looking at this game here today, Tampa Bay 6-9 on the road the last 30 days, 5-9-1 to the under. And versus left-handed pitchers, 6-18. So yeah, if you do like Tampa Bay here and you want to lay 1.5, I think it's a solid play. They're coming off a loss. They're 20-9 against right-handed pitchers, where Tampa Bay is, but Baltimore only 6-18 against right-handed pitchers. Left-handed pitchers. All right, what's the next game? And again, because I'm chatting so much, you guys are gonna have to really repeat yourselves. And any super chats out there will get priority. Anytime somebody has a super chat, they will get the priority of the game to break down. So just an FYI. Reds and Tampa Bay. All right, so I'll do Cincinnati right now. Cincinnati. Where's Cincinnati? Here they are. Chicago Cubs. All right. So I do have, let me check my numbers here. Cincinnati. I do have some good numbers on Cincinnati, but again, minus 235, Wade Miley. And you saw, I said earlier, Wade Miley as a home favorite, the last 10. And when the total is 9, so check this out. I forgot to mention this. When Wade Miley is pitching at home as a home favorite, the last 10, 8-2 straight up, 7-3-0 to the over. And when the total is 9, he's 9-1 straight up. So if you're playing Cincinnati, I would play him with a parlay here today. Now looking at this game, 13-8 for Miley. In fact, let me take a look at Miley's numbers. For some reason, I don't know how he. I want to say his last few starts have been a little bit shaky. 9-4, 3-point ERA, and his last starts, he went 5 innings against Atlanta, 5 hits, 5 runs. So he got rocked a bit. But he did well against Pittsburgh, but everybody does well against Pittsburgh. The New York Mets, he went 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. At Chicago Cubs, didn't get to the 5th inning, 4 1/3, 7 hits against the Cubbies. But, that's at Wrigley, right? New York Mets, so, 1, 2, 3. Last time, he hasn't lost in a while here. When was the last time he lost a decision? It was May 19th. Believe it or not, Miley's losses all been, in May. April and May. So he hasn't lost a game since May 19th. So Miley's been doing very well. In fact, let me see here. May 19th was his last time that he lost. So he's been on a good run right now. He's been one of their top pitchers. And let me take a look at here. 6-4 in the last 10 to the over. Cubbies, man. Hey, if you're a Cubs fan, misery loves company, right? So you might as well get in the bus with Pittsburgh, and who else is not doing well right now? Arizona. Let me see here. Cincinnati, 31-27. Now, they did get that win yesterday, 7-4 against the Phillies. They lost on Saturday, but they won on Friday night. And you can see right here on the percentage play. So we got 4.38, 4.07, the over-under at 8.45. And minus 146 is my number. Yeah, I'm not touching the side on this. If you're going to play this one, maybe the over. The way Cincinnati's been hitting the ball, but, the Cubbies, look at the Cubbies. They go to, Miami, and let me see, runs for the last 5 games. 5 runs. They're 0-10 and 2-13, only averaging 3.87 runs in their last 15 games. And what's the computer pick on this one? You know what? I think the under is where I would lean. Home favorites that won 7-4 exactly in the last game, the last 5 years. Check this out right here. Let me go to my database. So I'm going to go to my database. And I do have some numbers on the Cubs. Let me see. Yeah, see, I got conflicting numbers here. I do have conflicting numbers. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes when in doubt, get out, right? So, I don't have a really good opinion, but I'm going to show you the stat and it's because the Cubs, whenever you get a team like that are falling right now, like Baltimore, the Cubs, you just can't trust them on being just their average self, right? And this is why I won't touch those type of teams. There's better games on the board to have today, but let me see here. Home favorites coming off a 7 runs in their last game. Let me do this here. So then they scored 4 against. 4 runs against. And let me see here. Home favorites in the last 5 years. So let's go. So that's one thing I like to do. I like, the reason why I like these stats, number one, it tells you who the bookmaker likes right away. And it's even stronger if it's a home favorite. So right there, home favorite. And they're coming off a 7-4 win. So a 7-4, and you may be saying, well, why do you care about the 7-4? Well, 7 tells me the team is hitting well. 4 is mediocre. So if you go back the last 7 years, teams that won 7-4 and are home favorite in their next game, 56-26, 37-44-1. So if you're asking me for a lean, home favorites in the under. All right, I'm gonna do one more since we're hitting close to our 5 o'clock or 1 hour mark right here. So what other game? Let me go back in the chat here. All of them. All of them. I can't do all of them. It's too long. Houston, Kansas City leaning towards all of them. I can't touch the Oakland play. White Sox. Cleveland, good underdog play of the day. Is Cleveland a good underdog play of the day? No, I like Minnesota in that game. Cleveland and Twins, Jermaine Brown. Oakland won last 4 in a row against White Sox. Chicago's so very good spot, Ron. Do you think the Giants in a good spot? Mets traveling? Yep. I love San Francisco. I like the over better in that game, though, Eugene. Cleveland is live. I don't know how they're underdogs. That lineup is serious. You know what? Here's the thing. It's like the old Janet Jackson song. Hey, what have you done for me lately? And that's what Joe Public is looking at. They're looking at Sunday's score against who they played yesterday. They won 11-0. Was it Detroit? I want to say it's Detroit. Let me see here. So Cleveland yesterday, and Minnesota coming out. Hey, I've been saying this for about 2 weeks now. Minnesota's been one of the best dog. Even though they're a favorite, they've been playing some really good baseball lately. 7-3 in their last 10, and everybody's seeing that 11-0 win yesterday. I like Minnesota here today, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to show you a system pick on this game right here. I'm going to show you a system pick, and I'm going to go. Let's go to the Cleveland. Let's go road underdog. All right, and an away underdog that scored 10 or more runs. Scored 10 or more runs. Oh, I'm in NFL. I got to go to NFL. MLB Ron. So away underdogs that scored 10 or more runs in their last games. All right, they won 11-0, and they're facing an opponent with a 41. They're not even facing a team with a winning percentage, right? And let's go here this season. So if you like Cleveland here today, all I'm going to say is watch out. 5-13 straight up. All right, 5-13. So I'd be very careful today. I think Minnesota is the play in this one. All right, I'm going to go to bullpenpicks.com. I'm going to make my selections right now. And, folks, you can make your picks each and every day by going to bullpenpicks.com. And I'm going to go Yankees in game number 1. I love the Yankees here. Garrett Cole. Give me 60% confidence level on Garrett Cole. I'm going to go with Wade Miley and the Cincinnati Reds. I love them, 65%. I'm going to go with Tuki Toussaint at 57% against the Marlins. I love the Rays here today at 63. I love the Rays almost every day. I'm going to go with Minnesota at 56%. I'm going to take Houston. Houston at 56%. I'm going to go with Oakland. I really like Oakland today at 59%. Let's go 59. If I can ever get it there. All right. I like Colorado. Sensatella 4-0 lifetime against San Diego. I love the Giants tonight. I love the over better. And then LA Dodgers taking on it looks like it might be Price. I love the oh, you know what? Yeah. I did have home favorites. Okay, now be careful tonight. Now, if I ask everybody here, a quick survey, Dodgers or Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh's really not having a good season, 42. Everybody's going to be on the Dodgers here tonight. But I'm going to say be very careful. I'm not even touching this game, and I'll tell you why. They played on the East Coast last night. They played in the Sunday night game of the week. They played an emotional, against the Mets on the weekend. They're having a really good run. If you look at their the last 10 games, I think they're like 8-2 in their last 10. But Pittsburgh's got nothing to lose here. They're 7 Stephen Breaux to the hill. Home favorites coming off a 3-game win streak in the last 5 years. And let me see, RWF road end. They're coming off a road win as a favorite. Only the last 5 years, 12-18. So be careful pitching. You know what? I'm gonna go. I still like the Dodgers, but it's gonna be very. Don't be shocked if you play Pittsburgh. Play plus 1.5. I think the Bucks keep it closer tonight. I might go Pittsburgh too, said John X. Yeah, I think you got to be careful, but just the Dodgers, you got to respect them, right? But I really think I wish I had the bigger gonads to go with the Bucks here, but I'm going to go with the Dodgers. All right, those are my plays today, guys. And again, if you are interested in a free membership today at atsstats.com, go to atsstats.com/free week, and you can get a free membership for 7 days, and you will get a membership just by signing up at atsstats.com/free week. All right, folks, that is the Raymond Report today, the 1-hour show. In fact, we're trying to be live here every morning between 10 and 10:30, so keep those notification bells on. And if you do enjoy the show, please hit that like button. And if you are a first-timer, hopefully you'll be a long-timer. And again, subscribe, and hopefully we can win you some money. And if you do want to get a membership at ATS Stats for NFL football season, don't forget, you can see in the top left-hand corner, use promo code FB21 to get 20% off your next membership package. And hopefully you guys will, there's my good friend, the Big Ragu. How you doing, Ragu? I'll be calling him up in a couple of minutes. And Isaiah Gossman, F5, is one of the most profitable pitchers this year, says Cheeks. How you doing, Isaiah? So Isaiah coming in at the last minute. I love it. I love it that, they even come in when they're busy during their day. So I appreciate, hey, who's got a lot of time in the morning, right? So people who come in the morning, I appreciate you guys coming in. I know you're very busy. You're probably working. You're probably sneaking in the Raymond Report during your day. So I do appreciate that. But, so have a great day. And we'll be back here on Ruby Tuesday with another Raymond